Hey everybody, bottom line, Michael Noland here with a quick addendum video for you guys. It's the following morning from my last video shoot, and to tell you the truth, I was so tired, the lights kind of got left up. Thank goodness I at least had the foresight to recharge my batteries. You know, after my last video concerning Led Zeppelin and ranking their albums, it got me thinking back to all the great concerts that I've been able to attend over the years. I've seen such great bands as Joe Walsh and Barnstorm, Montrose, Queen twice, Paul McCartney twice, The Who once, Yes once, as well as not so famous bands but near to the top like Black Oak, Arkansas, a band that I saw not only in San Francisco but while I lived a year in North Carolina tearing up the countryside. But anyway, here's what I was thinking, and this is the reason I'm shooting this quick addendum video for you guys today. What is the very best 3 concerts that you have attended? Now, there's no rules to this, and I'm hoping that I'll get some comments on this video. I really want to hear from you guys. And as I said, no rules, there are no conditions to this. Maybe the best band and concert that you've ever gone to was a local band. I know I have seen some amazing local acts over the years that stand up to even world-class acts. But you know, out of all those bands that I've mentioned, it's interesting who rises to the top. I was there for the Who's concert in San Francisco while they were on tour for their Quadrophenia tour. I saw Keith Moon pass out. I saw the young drummer come from the audience and take his place on stage. Now, this concert was considered one of the 50 greatest concert moments of all time. I think mainly because Keith Moon passed out because he was too drunk to carry on. And during that evening, I was too drunk to care, to be honest with you. But as great as a band as The Who is, that was not one of the best concerts I've ever been to. I saw Paul McCartney in 1989 at Berkeley. He broke records as far as sound decibels. Now, I saw him with a plethora of family attending alongside with me. And besides the giant screens and images of Paul on those screens, Paul looked about this big from the seats that I paid way too much for. So anyway, these are my top 3 concerts of major bands that I've attended. In the mid-90s, I went to see, down in the peninsula south of the city, Yes. They performed under this huge, giant tent, and though it did not have the 5 original members, or at least the 5 members from Fragile, playing that night, Chris Squire was there, John Anderson, Alan White was there, and the vibe all night was, if you wanted to get close to the band, you just walked down the aisle and you watched them. And the whole evening was magic. Have you ever been to a concert like that? Well, I'll even do that one better. And this one is actually 2 concerts of the same artist. The first time I saw Queen was at Winterland. I had already had their first 2 albums, and they were just starting to make a noise on the world scene. A few years later, my best friend and I would see them in the East Bay in Oakland at a theater. Not only in a theater, but with assigned seats rather small, and they played pretty much Night of the Opera from beginning to end. That would be my second favorite concert of all time. But number 1 for me is 1976, the Cow Palace, Paul McCartney and Wings. Now, just like the time I saw The Who, this was basically festival seating. Your view of the band depended on the guts you had to push your way through the throng. I couldn't believe the laser lights that shot above my head, and Paul singing Yesterday with me no more than 10 feet away from him. Now, as I recall, the tickets for Paul McCartney were expensive for those days, but nowhere near even taking into consideration inflation. I think I paid $20 to $30 to go see him in 1976. I paid over $200 to see him in 1989, and he had shrunk quite a bit. From his full 5'10" frame that I could see so clearly in 1976, he was now the size of an ant. Now, my attendance of concerts have slowed down a bit. I'm a little bit more choosy about who I want to go see and when I do want to go see him. A couple of years ago, I got to see Donovan in San Francisco. Just him, his guitar, and telling tales in between two songs. And the following year after that, we went to see, in San Francisco, Greta Van Fleet. Now, I know everybody thinks Greta Van Fleet is a derivative band. And if that's true, they're only derivative by their newer music, where they are trying their best not to sound like Led Zeppelin. I've got to tell you, I love their first album, although they call it an EP, but their first EP and the songs on that, there's not a weak song on it. And it was a great concert. So those are some of my choice moments. What are yours? What are the best concerts that you've ever seen? You know, before I shut all of this down, I do want to give a shout out to our newest subscriber, Quinn Hedges. Now, you know, I happen to know Quinn, and so you can imagine my surprise when I saw that Quinn had subscribed to the channel. Quinn is not only an old band member of mine, but a very good friend of mine. This man is one of the best singer-songwriters and especially guitarists that you've ever heard. He plays out of the Sacramento area here in California, and if you get a chance, take a look at his channel. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. Okay, so that about wraps up my thoughts for today. I thought I'd just give you guys something to think about. And please share your thoughts in the comments. I really would be interested to know what your best concerts, what your best live events that you have been to regarding music. It doesn't have to be rock and roll. What is the best jazz band that you've ever seen? What's the best country and western group that you've ever seen? What's the best artist that you've ever seen? Okay, so once again, that about covers it for today. I want to thank everybody for the support this channel has gotten. We, of course, are now at 202 subscribers, and we couldn't be happier. We're a small channel, we're still chasing sound issues, and I'm doing my best to get that under control. But you guys have been amazing. I want to thank you for your support. And of course, if you get a chance and you know somebody who likes this kind of content, please feel free to share the video. Give us a thumbs up if you feel we've deserved it. And of course, consider subscribing to the tribe. You just hit that subscribe button, then hit that top bell notification, and you'll be notified of all future videos. Once again, bottom line here, Michael Noland here. Thanks for watching.